Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So today we got a couple of new hatchers, so I thought I would do a quick review of the monsters in both of these hatchers, and then a poll hoping for something. So first let's look at Glory of Olympus, and we'll go from the left. Here's Poseidon, and then this guy is kind of a remix on Zeus. He is a Pierce with a null damage wall, but this guy adds a null block for a little bit more versatility. He still has the Meteor Strike Shot, and that's very powerful, very high-powered strike shot. And then instead of the Blast Bump combo, he has a Spread Bump combo, which can come in handy sometimes, especially when you need to set off people's counterattack, like in floor 36 of the Tower of Champions. Okay, let's look at the Ascension form. And this one's a little bit different. Still Pierce with null damage wall, but has a Deity Slayer, a speed and power up strike shot, which is pretty good, and then a more powerful bump combo with the wave here. So yeah, that's Poseidon. And next up we have Persephone, and this is the evolution version, and she has a bounce with null warp. So that makes her good for Doom, especially. She has the element advantage there too. She has the very strong bump combo, the Energy Burst. If you've used Nirai Kanai, you know how powerful that can be. It can be a little bit difficult to do the placement in order to get the best use out of it, but still very, very strong. And then she has the Grand Command Strike Shot, and then I believe she's the first character with null warp to have this. So probably the best strike shot in the game, and then also makes her really good for Hakua as well. And one of the best artworks in the game, I would say. Alrighty, and then there's the Ascension version. She's a little bit more standard. No gravity barrier, no block. That would make her good for Tsukuyomi 0. And she's got speed up, so good support there. And then creates a healing wall, just like, what's her face, D'Artagnan, which would make her even better for Tsukuyomi 0. So that's Persephone. And then finally we have Eris here. And then the evolution version I think is pretty solid. He's got the Minesweeper and then a Deity Slayer M, and also light resistance. And I especially like resistance on light or dark characters, since that allows them to be kind of overpowered for that opposite element. He's got the lock-on Pierce Wave, which is not very flashy, but very strong. And he's also got the bump combo critical there. And then he can become a Pierce with his strike shot. So yeah, maybe not too flashy, but I would say a really solid character. Very fast, too, for a bounce type. And then there's the Ascension version, and he's kind of that weird combination of Pierce and Power type, so he doesn't go very far. He does have two null abilities, and then a Explode on First Contact Strike Shot, which is pretty darn powerful, and then a Poison Bump combo, which is not really affected by his being a Power type. And yeah, this guy is not going to be super useful until the second Light Colossal Quest comes around, and then he will be one of the best in the game for that. So that is Eris. Alright, and then we'll look at the other hatcher here, and we'll go from the left again. Here's Maeda Keiji, and then yeah, if you want tips on how to pronounce these guys, you can check out my previous guide to Japanese pronunciation. Here is the evolution form, a bounce power type with null damage wall and then a Demi-Hume Slayer. And then there's a new sort of quest. It's kind of like a new tower, I guess you could say, where this guy's very good. And then he has the Slice and Dice, which is not too strong since he is a power type, but he does have a low turn, becomes a Pierce Strike Shot, which is very, very useful and powerful. So that makes him pretty versatile in that sense. And here is the Ascension version, another bounce, null damage wall being a power type. But this guy has null block, so that opens up a few more missions to him. And then he's got two bump combos which are not affected at all by his being a power type. And that's defense up and speed up. And defense up is becoming more and more useful, especially in the Colossal quests, where the damage output is pretty high from bosses. And then speed up, if you've used Eclipse, you know that the speed up bump combo on a power type is really cool, kind of gets rid of the disadvantage that the power type usually has. So if you do use a power type with speed up, it's good to use him with another character with a blast bump combo or another speed up. And then he's also got the same strike shot as Yagyu Jubei, where his speed goes way, way up, and then for every little guy that he takes down that turn, he will have his attack go way, way up, and so could possibly do really good damage to a boss. So yeah, very, very powerful strike shot. Okay, next up, here's Toyotomi Hideyoshi. And then this guy is very specialized, depending on which version you pick. Here's the evolution version, and he's good for Bishamonten. He might be the best, actually. He's a Pierce with the Fiend Slayer that works on the boss of Bishamonten. He's got Laser Stop, which is really useful in that stage, in that mission, because there are lots of lasers, so he can prevent lasers from hitting his teammates. And there are also a lot of rebound lasers, and so he could also stop the path of that and maybe prevent 2 or more hits to himself or his teammates. And of course, null damage wall for the gimmick there. He's got a Horizon Laser, which is pretty easy to position since he's a Pierce type. And then he has the Strike Shot, which is the same as Kushinada Zero. And we all know how good Plasma is in that Bishamonten mission. So he's pretty darn good. And then next here's a Hideyoshi, the Ascension version. And then this guy's really good for Nirai Kanai. He's a Pierce with Null Warp. And then he has a new ability. Maybe this is the second guy with this ability, Weak Point Slayer. So he'll do even more damage in a boss's weak point. But he is a Pierce type, so it's very easy for him to go after the weak point. And then his Strike Shot improves the kind of the vulnerability of the weak point, which makes his Weak Point Slayer even better. And then he's still got the Horizon Laser, and then also Wave, which will increase his versatility a little bit as far as positioning. Okay, and last character here is Cha-Cha, and the evolution version. She's kind of cool. She's a Pierce Null Warp with a Null Block, and this could actually make her good for Eden. Lots of warps and blocks in there. And then she has the same strike shot as Tsukuyomi. It's the tackle plus healing, and we already know that that's good in there. And then she's also a blast type with the short spread. And she has the most powerful short spread, I believe, in the game. And yeah, that's one of my favorite bump combos. And then that coupled with her tackle strike shot will make that pretty easy to use. Okay, and then finally we have the Ascension version. And although I did say the evolution version was good for Eden, this version is probably even better. She's got Minesweeper Null Warp, so that makes her pretty versatile. Even though she's really good for Eden, she can go to lots of other quests. And then she still has that short spread, and also a Rebound Shockwave, which is kind of sneakily very powerful. And then her Strike Shot reveals all the boss's weak points on contact. And then in Eden, this is terrific, because you want to do a lot of damage quickly to the boss. And so if you use that, and then if you attack with a high attack character like Satan, you can do lots and lots of damage in those 2 turns. Okay, so I got enough for 2 10-shots. We are going to pull the Sengoku Samurai Unlimited, because really I'd be happy with any of these 3 characters. In this hatcher I'd want Persephone only, but I figure my chances are better here. And then I'm going to pull 1 10-shot. If I get one of these 3 guys, we'll call it a day. If I don't get one of these 3 guys, then I'll pull twice. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. We'll turn up the sound, see if we get the strike shot voice. And go! Whoa, okay, no strike shot voice, but we got the other guaranteed effect, which is the eyeball falling out. And then in the JP game, if you get this effect, or any of the guaranteed effects, you will get one of the characters in the banner. In the global version, though, it can be any 6-star at all, so we'll see what we get. Okay. To tell the truth, I would like Maeda Keiji the most, because he would be good for Shambhala, which is tomorrow. Okay, what do we got? Cha-Cha, okay. I really like the design of her character, and then, yeah, I need all the help that I can get for Eden, so I will definitely be using her. Probably the Ascension version. Alright, Maeda Keiji, come on, come on, come on, come on. Stop again. Okay. Alright, well, not bad. I did get one of the featured characters, so pretty happy about that. Okay, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.